So I do need to declutter some things today and need to find some better space solutions for certain cabinets and such. And also want to share with y'all kind of where I place certain things in the kitchen. Since we do have 3 kids under 5, I really focus on making things accessible for them that need to be accessible. So like truly where I place things matter. It's very easy to compare our kitchen and our home for that matter to someone else's, especially when we're looking online. This is very satisfying. The organic yogurt, are you kidding me? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm finally going to be doing my massive kitchen declutter and organization video that I feel like I've been wanting to do for such a long time, and need to find some better space solutions for certain cabinets and such because we moved here back in May. It's been almost a full year. Can you believe it? That just flew by. I feel like at this point I have a really good idea of like what needs to go where, how to make the space function best for my family. There's still some drawers that need like certain features to make it a little more functional. So I did buy a couple of things from Amazon for that. And also want to share with y'all kind of where I place certain things in the kitchen. Since we do have 3 kids under 5, I really focus on making things accessible for them that need to be accessible. Also keeping in mind that Theo, my 8-month-old, is now able to pull drawers open and get into things. So like truly where I place things matter. I have not put any baby proofing stuff on any of my drawers in this house, which is interesting because I did in my last one, and I kind of don't even want to do it in this one. It's kind of like the Montessori approach of, you know, making things accessible to them so that they can grab things when needed. Then I'm not constantly being asked to grab things. It makes my life easier. Anyways, the kitchen right now is however I left it this morning after feeding the 3 kids breakfast and then getting them to my mom's house. So it's a little bit messy. I feel like the past couple videos I've been filming heavily in my kitchen actually, and here we are again. I was just thinking about how like so many moms are watching this, and many of us, not all of us, but many of us spend a lot of times in our kitchens. You know, it's like the center of your home. For me, it's literally the center of my home. It's where we gather, it's where we eat. We also have very different kitchens. Some of them are small and cozy. Some of them are big and spacious. Some of us have pantries. Some of us turn our closets into pantries, or we just don't have any pantries. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that it's very easy to compare our kitchen and our home for that matter to someone else's, especially when we're looking online and we basically see into so many people's kitchens nowadays. Like just 10-15 years ago, you weren't seeing people's kitchens, so you didn't even have an opportunity to compare your kitchen to someone else's. Like it's just such a strange concept and world we're living in now, and just like that, like our joy and peace can be stolen from us just by starting to compare ourselves or our kitchen or our home to somebody else. I recognize that I'm in a position where I share my home a lot. I open up my space to you all, and I personally struggle a lot with comparison, especially working on social media. At the same time, obviously I'm very grateful for my job, so I'm not trying to sound like I'm not happy with what I get to do, but I just want to be candid, like I do struggle with that as well. So that's why I recognize that other people probably do too, just like I do. But I don't want my channel to be a place like that. I want this to be a safe space where moms coming from all different types of homes and backgrounds can come together with their differences and encourage one another and lift each other up. This may seem way too deep for a kitchen organizational video. So it's like before I share more of my kitchen, I want to approach all of this with a heart of gratitude and gratefulness and contentment in what we all have in our own homes, what we've been given. For example, I don't love my backsplash. See it back there? I'm just, every time I tell people that, they're like, oh my gosh, why? I just don't love, what is it called? That, I also don't have a pantry. That is not what I want to focus on. I want to think about what I do have. I have really big, deep drawers and cabinets, and that has made organizing so much easier in this place compared to my last place that had a smaller kitchen and it was a lot harder. But even more than all of that, I'm grateful I have a fridge full of food and I don't go hungry and we have what we need. Thank you God for my health and my body and my family. So yeah, if you're gonna organize your kitchen with me, let's carry that mindset into our organizing, into the rest of our week as we continue to get bombarded with social media and all of the perfection and all of the standards and the perfect aesthetic and all of that, which is just not the most important thing. We can choose to remain grateful for what we have. Okay, I've said this before when it comes to buying things for organizing, and I've done a lot of organizational videos. Don't get everything at once. Buy as you go over time, little by little, because if you were to like buy everything at once for every single drawer, every single cabinet, every single system, it's crazy. It's too much. As nice as those super aesthetic videos are of like the perfect pantry, the perfect fridge organization and stuff, it's just so costly. But I kept my budget under $100. I think all like these 4 items were $80, and I'm just focusing on things that are priority, like the cabinets that drive me the most crazy because they're just getting unorganized and it's very inconvenient during the day to go through it. And as I go little by little over time, I can get more things. There's no rush. I will be living here for a long time. Expandable pot organizer, really an organizational thing for water bottles and mugs. This is the one thing I got for the fridge, and then a lid organizer for my Tupperware. All right, so I'm getting started with the medicine drawer, quickly removing everything and wiping down all of these containers. These are actually acrylic organizers that I got from Amazon when we first moved in. They come in a set of 6 and they are stackable, so I do like them. I also keep my oven mitts in here since it's directly next to the stove and it's just super convenient, as well as baby wipes because we find ourselves grabbing these constantly throughout the day, and I like having them close by, especially while the kids are eating. I just organize these in obvious groups like all the adult vitamins together, adult medicine, kids medicine, infant medicine, etc. I'm throwing out any expired medicine and prescriptions. I strategically wanted to keep the medicine cabinet here because it's the highest drawer, so it's high enough that my 2 younger kids can't access it, but it's still low enough for my oldest to be able to access a few things that I want him to be able to access, such as vitamins, wipes, and Band-Aids. These are really the only things that he would grab on his own. It does make it easier for me, especially since sometimes I forget to give them their daily vitamins. He usually pops in and reminds me and can grab them. Today's video is sponsored by Hiya. The kids' daily vitamin refill actually just arrived today, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace the empty glass bottles. I love the sustainability aspect of their packaging. Hiya arrives straight to your door on a pediatrician recommended schedule. Your first month comes with a reusable glass bottle your kids can personalize with stickers. Then every month thereafter, Hiya sends a no plastic refill pouch of fresh vitamins, which means Hiya isn't just good for your kids, it's also good for the environment. Hiya is a daily children's vitamin that's pediatrician approved, designed for kids ages 2 and up. We switched over because it's made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy junk, yet it tastes great and it's perfect for picky eaters. Vitamins are pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, then supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, B12, C, zinc, folate, and many others to help support immunity, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, teeth, bones, and more. So if you're also looking for a daily vitamin that's sugar-free to give the kids, Hiya is offering my viewers 50% off your first purchase. Just go to hiyahealth.com/Nicole Lela or click the link in the description. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the second drawer down, which is crock pot, blenders, random things like this coffee thing, lots of water bottles, mugs, or thermoses, and then random glassware. So considering this is a second drawer down, the kids can reach it. They really don't open this because it's such a heavy drawer. And most of like the most dangerous things, which is these, which have blades, the ninjas, they are towards the back. So the kids' hands can't actually reach back there. So that's why I put these things in here, because I do reach for them often enough that I don't want them like stored away in the back of something, but it's still safe enough that the kids are not messing with this stuff. But this is what I bought my little water bottle organizer for. Water bottles, just all, basically just free for all. I've been keeping jars because I reuse them for like if I make extra pancake mix and I could stick it in the fridge or whatever else. Okay, I did measure this guy, so I'm hoping it fits correctly. It should. I got this one because the waves were a little wider and I have all different size mugs and such. I have so many random lids that belong to nothing. This is good. It's accessible. This one is where I keep my plastic Tupperware, you know, things you keep like in case you need to send someone home with food, whatever, it may never return. Hand towel, linens, tablecloth, aprons, stuff like that. It's just a mess. Down here is actually where I have had my kids drawer this entire time. So plates, cups, utensils, bibs, anything that they would grab, even Theo's like baby bottles and stuff I keep down here, but just very easily accessible for the kids to open and close and grab what they need. But I think that I need a little more space for kids stuff because this is starting to also get very messy. This drawer is just a few inches longer than this one. I actually just measured it. So I think I want to swap these two.
So typically this baby bottle drying rack is kept out on a counter next to the sink, but it takes up too much space and tends to look cluttered. So since I have deep drawers, I decided to store it in here. That way when bottles need to dry, I can still store it straight away in here, but it can continue drying on the rack. Everything in this drawer is obviously accessible by the kids, which is perfect because they can grab what they need to help prepare for meals. It's just another way that they can practice their independence and can give me a little bit more ease throughout the day. Also, I remembered that I had this dish rack that I could actually use to store the kids' plates vertically, which is nice because it's easier for me to see which ones have suction bottoms and which ones don't as I'm grabbing them. Moving on to the other drawer and assembling the lid organizer. The drawer above this contains glass storage containers and the lids in there never fit correctly, so I actually pulled those lids down to store on this rack as well. I ended up getting rid of a few plastic containers once I saw that they had no lids. So in the end, I didn't end up having too much Tupperware once I was done decluttering, which made the drawer a lot less cluttered. Obviously, this bottom drawer is another one Theo can very easily access and open up. That's why I like to keep things down here that are safe materials. It won't break or hurt him, so if he grabs any of them, I'm totally fine with it. Obviously, that's a common theme throughout my kitchen as I'm deciding what goes in bottom drawers. So the whole right side of my kitchen kind of serves as my pantry item since I don't have a pantry. Up here, I'm just straightening up some things. I don't have to do much because if you saw my last kitchen organization video from my old condo, I labeled a lot of these, and that has actually helped me maintain the organization for the most part. I keep Theo's snacks up here on the far left because I don't want the kids to accidentally eat his stuff. I also keep some additional treats up here that I don't want the kids to have access to. I'm also going to quickly straighten up the spice cabinet, which is conveniently next to the stove to easily grab while cooking. And then the next drawer down is actually the kids' snack drawer, which I do want them to have access to. Any of these items, they are allowed to go in here during snack time and pull out what they want, easily grabbing them. I'm not too worried about the snack drawer looking perfect because honestly, so many different types of bags and shapes and sizes get put down here that committing to a certain shape of containers to organize it probably just won't work right now. I actually just reuse most of the cardboard boxes that these snacks come in. And I also like to keep a tissue box down here because my kids ask me 100 times a day to wipe their runny noses. And I want them to just be able to access it themselves and wipe their noses themselves. After going through this whole side, I did have a few extra boxes for recycling since I do try to decanter as much as possible to save space. But now I'll be heading to the other side of the kitchen. I quickly organized the utensils and kitchen tools drawer and then the junk drawer, which has been an absolute mess the entire year. Some specific things that I place in here strategically is the scissors, try to put it towards the center back where the kids can't reach, as well as the lighters. Things that I don't mind them grabbing go along the edges, like these play glasses and some of their little toys that end up in here. What I really want to focus on is my pots and pans, which I have this nice big space dedicated to. In my last kitchen organization video, I really was trying to minimize the amount of pots and pans I have, so I don't even have a ton here, just literally as much as we need for our family when it comes to cooking. So that's why this looks pretty empty. But I do need a better way to organize the lids and some of the pans.
I may need to put some sort of child-proof lock on it because like all the heavy pots and pans are in here. And yes, we need some new pots and pans. A lot of these I've had since we got married or were thrifted. And I accidentally scratched off the Teflon because I didn't know anything about that stuff. So as soon as we save some money, I'm gonna get a nice new set of things and actually take care of them correctly. Hi. I know, it's so dumb. I just always want to The organic yogurt. Are you kidding me? The last final thing I'm working on because I gotta get the kids. Today I got most of the things that I really wanted to get done. Gonna try to do a little fridge organizing and find a spot for my turntable. This is very satisfying. Not that interesting, but I can see this being useful. Hope that encouraged you to make your kitchen more functional, more organized, and most importantly, to make your space work for you, whatever your space looks like, and always be grateful for what you have. Okay, love you guys. See you in the next video.
She loves me, just look at me. I'm like a monkey in a coconut tree. You know I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, oh boy, she's my cat.